Stop scrolling. Stop moving. Listen to me. You are not tired. You are uninspired. You are not broken. You are blocked. You think you need a vacation, but you are wrong. You do not need a break. You need a breakthrough. Your mind is like a computer. But right now, that computer is slow. It is freezing. Why? Because you have too many windows open. You are trying to run new software, which is your success, on an old operating system, which is your fear. You want to be rich, but you think like a poor person. You want to be happy, but you hold on to old sadness. You are trying to build a skyscraper on a foundation of mud. Most people try to clean the dust off the screen. They take a small vacation. They sleep for 1 extra hour. That is useless. Today, we do not clean the dust. We pull the plug. We format the drive. We restart the system. I am not here to be your friend today. I am here to be your wake-up call. I am here to tell you the truths that hurt, because the truth that hurts is the only truth that heals. Welcome to Luminary English, where stories light the way to better English. You are not just watching a video. You are stepping into a story. Listen closely, feel every word, and let today be the chapter that changes your English forever. Part 1. The Mental Hard Reset. Let us begin with the first problem. You are full. Your mind is full. You cannot learn English. You cannot start a business, and you cannot find love because there is no space inside you. People have a big misconception. They think they can add new habits on top of old garbage. They think, I will start going to the gym. But they do not stop the habit of staying up late. You cannot add without subtracting. Let me tell you the story of a man named Arthur. Arthur was a good man, but he had a sickness. He was a hoarder. Do you know what a hoarder is? It is a person who cannot throw anything away. For 20 years, Arthur collected newspapers. Every day, he bought a paper, read it, and put it on the floor. Soon, the floor disappeared. The piles of paper grew higher and higher. They reached his knees. Then they reached his waist. His house smelled like old paper and dust. One day, Arthur bought a beautiful new sofa. It was expensive. It was red velvet. He wanted to sit on it and relax. But when the delivery men came to his house, they stopped at the door. They could not enter. There was no room. The old newspapers took up every inch of space. Arthur cried. He had a beautiful new thing, but he had no place to put it. Your mind is Arthur's house. You have 20 years of old arguments stored in your head. You have regrets from high school. You have insults from an old boss. You keep them. You look at them, and then you try to bring in a new skill like English fluency. But the delivery man says, sorry, there is no room. You must do a hard reset. You must delete before you download. Here is your solution. You need to physically remove the trash. Take a piece of paper, write down every worry, every regret, and every fear that is in your head right now. Write it down until your hand hurts. Then, take that paper and burn it. Or tear it into 1,000 small pieces and throw it in the trash. Watch it disappear. Tell your brain, this is gone. I have space now. You must practice this. Shadow this phrase with me now. Speak it loud and strong. I release what is heavy to make room for what is helpful. Part 2. The Poison of Nostalgia. Move to the second truth. You are addicted to the past. You look back. You think about the good old days. Or you think about the bad old days. It does not matter. If you are looking back, you are not moving forward. The misconception is that looking back is healthy. People say, I am just reflecting. No, you are not reflecting. You are hiding. Looking back is for cowards who are afraid of the future. Listen to the story of Sarah. Sarah was a woman who lived in a museum. 5 years ago, she went through a painful divorce. It was hard, but 5 years is a long time. However, Sarah did not move on. On her nightstand, right next to her bed, she kept her ex-husband's watch. It was broken. It did not tick. It did not show the correct time. But every morning, the first thing Sarah saw was that broken watch. It reminded her of the fighting. It reminded her of the sadness. She started every single day with a dose of poison. Imagine Sarah is driving a car. She wants to go to a beautiful new city called Happiness. But while she drives, she stares only at the rearview mirror. She is looking at the road behind her. What happens? She crashes. She hits a tree. She hits a wall. She cannot drive forward if her eyes are fixed backward. You are Sarah. You keep the messages from the person who broke your heart. You keep the rejection letter from the job you did not get. You replay the embarrassing moment from 5 years ago. Stop visiting the museum of your past failures. The museum is closed. Burn the ticket. Take the broken watch off the table. Throw it away. If you want to fly, you must let go of the weights that hold you down. Here is your mission. Find one object in your house that makes you sad or reminds you of the past. Remove it. Today. Now, repeat this truth with me. My past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. Part 3. The Information Diet. Part 3 is about what you eat. I am not talking about food. I am not talking about burgers or pizza. I am talking about what you feed your eyes and your ears. The misconception is that you need to know everything. You think, I must watch the news to be smart. I must know what is happening in the world. That is a lie. You are not getting smart. You are getting sick. Let me introduce you to David. David was a nice guy, but he was always tired. He was always anxious. Let us look at his morning. David's alarm rang at 7 in the morning. Before his eyes were fully open, his hand reached for his phone. The screen lit up his dark room. The first thing he saw was a headline, War in a Distant Country. He felt sad. He swiped up. Economic crash coming soon. He felt fear. He swiped up. Celebrity scandal. He felt anger. David had not even brushed his teeth yet. He had not drunk a glass of water. He had not said good morning to his wife. But his brain was already full of war, poverty, and anger. He was feeding his brain poison for breakfast. By the time he sat down to work, he was exhausted. He had no energy to create because he spent all his energy consuming garbage. You must go on an information diet. If you eat rotten food, your stomach gets sick. If you watch rotten news, your soul gets sick. The solution is simple but hard. You must starve your distractions and feed your focus. Create a zero-phone morning routine. For the first 1 hour of the day, the phone stays off. No news, no email, no social media. Protect your brain. It is your most valuable weapon. Do not let the world throw trash into it. Say this with me. Own this rule. I protect my mind from noise to protect my peace. Part 4. The Victim Virus. This is the most dangerous part. This is the virus that kills dreams. It is called the victim virus. The misconception is believing that your life is hard because of other people. You think you are poor because of the economy. You think you are unhappy because of your parents. You think you are stuck because of your boss. Stop it. That is weakness. Let me tell you about Michael. Michael started a small business selling shoes. He was excited, but after 1 year, the business failed. He lost his money. This happens. Business is hard. But listen to what Michael said. He told his friends, "The bank did not help me." He told his wife, "The government taxes are too high." He told his brother, "The customers are stupid. They do not understand fashion." Michael waited. He sat on his sofa and waited for the government to change. He waited for the bank to call him. He waited for a hero to come and save him. He waited for 5 years. Do you know who came to save him? No one. No one came. Michael died poor and bitter. He spent his whole life blaming the wind instead of adjusting his sails. Here is the brutal truth. It is not your fault that the economy is bad. It is not your fault that your parents made mistakes. But it is your problem. If your house is on fire, you do not stand there and blame the person who dropped the match. You grab a bucket of water, you put it out. You must take radical responsibility. When you blame others, you give them your power. When you say, "He made me angry," you are saying, "He controls my emotions." Take your power back. Say, "I am responsible." Repeat this powerful command. I am the captain of my soul and the master of my fate. Part 5. The Action Antidote. Part 5. We need to kill a monster. The monster is called overthinking. The misconception is that you need to feel ready before you start. You think you need confidence first, and then you will take action. You are waiting for the perfect moment. You are waiting for the clouds to part and a voice from the sky to say, "Now is the time." That will never happen. Consider the story of Elena. Elena had a beautiful dream. She wanted to write a novel. She wanted to be an author. She told everyone, "I'm going to write a book." Elena was smart. She wanted to do it right. So, she spent 1 year researching how to write a book. She read blogs, she watched videos, then she decided she needed the perfect place to write. She bought an expensive wooden desk. She bought the best fountain pens from Italy. She bought a leather notebook. Then she sat down. She wrote 1 sentence. She looked at it. She thought, "This is not perfect." She erased it. She tried again. No, not good enough. Elena spent 10 years preparing. She spent 10 years getting ready. Do you know how many pages she wrote in 10 years? 0. She was paralyzed by the need for perfection. She waited for confidence, but confidence never came. Here is the secret. Confidence is not a package that arrives in the mail. Confidence is a muscle. You build it by lifting heavy things. You build it by doing. Action creates confidence. Fear dies when you move. Do not wait to be ready. Do it badly. Speak English with mistakes. Start the business and lose a little money. Write the bad sentence. You cannot fix a blank page. You can only fix a bad page. Start now. Repeat after me. I do not wait for confidence. I build confidence through action. Part 6. The Circle of Influence. Part 6 is about the people around you. We call them vampires. The misconception is that you are strong enough to resist negative friends. You think, "I can hang out with lazy people and still be hardworking." You are wrong. You are not that strong. Humans are social animals. We become like the people we touch. Let me tell you about James. James was a good guy with a bad habit. He smoked cigarettes. He smoked 2 packs a day. His doctor told him, "James, if you do not stop, you will die." James was scared. He decided to quit. He wanted to run a marathon. He bought running shoes. He threw away his cigarettes. He was doing well for 3 days. But James had 3 best friends. Every day at lunch, they sat together outside the office. They smoked. They complained about their boss. They complained about their wives. They complained about the weather. James went to lunch with them. He sat there. He smelled the smoke. His friends said, "Oh, come on, James, just 1 cigarette. Do not be boring. You are not a runner. You are just James." James thought he could change them. He thought he could inspire them. But gravity is strong. It is easier to pull someone down than to lift someone up. Within 1 week, James was smoking again. His friends did not want him to succeed because his success made them look like failures. You must audit your circle. Look at your 5 closest friends. Do they talk about ideas, or do they talk about people? Do they talk about the future, or do they talk about the past? If your friends do not inspire you, they are expiring you. It is better to walk alone than to walk with a crowd going in the wrong direction. Cut the rope. Declare this standard for your life. I choose my company carefully because I value my future. Part 7. The Language of Winners. Part 7. This is about the voice inside your head. The self-talk. The misconception is that your internal thoughts are harmless. You think, "It does not matter what I think, only what I do." Wrong. Your thoughts control your feelings, and your feelings control your actions. Let me tell you the story of Maria. Maria was brilliant. She was a mathematician. She had a high IQ, but Maria had a bully living in her brain. Every time Maria made a small mistake, the bully spoke. If she dropped a cup of coffee, she whispered to herself, "I am so stupid." If she forgot her keys, she said, "I am an idiot." If she did not understand a word in English, she thought, "I will never learn. I am slow." Maria said these things thousands of times. Her brain started to believe her. Her brain said, "Okay, Maria, you are stupid. I will act like a stupid person." She stopped trying to solve hard math problems. She stopped trying to speak in meetings. She became small. She became quiet. She bullied herself into failure. She was her own worst enemy. Imagine if you spoke to your best friend the way you speak to yourself. Imagine your friend drops a cup and you scream, "You are an idiot." You would have no friends. Why do you treat yourself worse than you treat a stranger? You must change the script. You must speak to yourself like a commander speaking to an elite soldier. When you fail, you do not say, "I am stupid." You say, "That was a mistake. I will fix it. I am learning." Stop the abuse. Respect yourself. Practice this new language. I speak to myself with the same respect I give to others. Part 8. The Body-Mind Loop. Part 8. We must talk about the machine that carries your head. Your body. The misconception is thinking the mind and body are separate. You think you can have a strong, sharp, energetic mind while living in a lazy, weak, tired body. This is impossible. Your brain is an organ. It needs blood. It needs oxygen. Let us look at Tom. Tom was depressed. He had what we call brain fog. He could not concentrate. He felt sad all the time. Tom tried to fix this with his mind. He read books about happiness. He meditated. He went to therapy. But nothing changed. Why? Because Tom sat in a dark room for 12 hours a day playing video games. He ate sugar and fried food. He never saw the sun. He never sweated. His blood was moving slowly, like sludge. One day, Tom's internet broke. He was angry. He went outside. He started to run. He ran until his lungs burned. He ran until he was covered in sweat. When he stopped, something strange happened. The fog in his head cleared. He felt alive. He felt sharp. The depression lifted for a moment. You cannot restart the mind if the body is stagnant. Motion creates emotion. If you are stuck on an English essay, do not sit there. Stand up. Do 10 push-ups. Go for a walk. Sweat is the detergent for the brain. It washes away the worry. If you want a strong mind, build a strong body. Connect the two now. Say this phrase. When I move my body, I change my mind. Part 9. The Art of Silence. Part 9. This is the hardest one for modern people. Solitude. The misconception is that silence is boring or lonely. You are terrified of being alone with your thoughts. You think you need constant entertainment. Meet Linda. Linda was a noise addict. From the moment she woke up, she needed noise. She drove to work with the radio blasting. She worked with podcasts playing in her ears. She walked her dog while talking on the phone. She fell asleep with the television on. Linda was running. She was running from herself. She was afraid that if she turned off the noise, she would hear a voice inside her saying, "I am not happy. I hate this job. I am in the wrong relationship." Because she never listened to herself. She never knew what she truly wanted. She lived a life chosen by advertisements, not by her soul. She bought things she did not need to impress people she did not like. You must stop running. You must face the silence. Here is the challenge. Sit in a room. No phone. No music. No book. Just you and the wall. Sit for 10 minutes. It will be uncomfortable. Your brain will scream. It will say, "Check the phone. This is boring." Ignore it. Wait. After the boredom comes the truth. In the silence, you will find your answers. You will remember who you are. Face your demons so you can defeat them. Embrace the quiet. Repeat after me. Silence is not empty, it is full of answers. Part 10. The Future Identity. Part 10. The Final Truth. This is about who you are becoming. The misconception is waiting to become successful before acting like a successful person. You think, when I am a manager, then I will wear a suit. When I am rich, then I will be generous. When I speak perfect English, then I will speak with confidence. No, that is backward. You must be it to see it. Let me tell you the story of Robert. Robert was a junior employee. He was shy. He sat in the back of the room. He wanted to be a manager, but he waited for someone to promote him. Then, Robert understood the secret. He decided to promote himself in his mind first. He did not get a raise, but he started dressing better. He ironed his shirt. He arrived 10 minutes early, just like the boss. In meetings, he did not sit in the back. He sat at the table. He did not wait for instructions. He solved problems before they happened. Robert started acting like a manager 2 years before he got the title. Everyone in the office started to treat him like a leader. Why? Because he projected the identity of a leader. When the promotion finally came, it was just a formality. He had already become the person in his mind. Do not fake it until you make it. That is weak. Be it until you become it. If you want to be an English speaker, do not wait until you are fluent. Speak now, act confident now, make mistakes with pride now. Wear the identity of your future self today. Lock this final lesson into your mind. I am not defined by who I was, but by who I am becoming. Part 11. Reflection. I want to take off my sergeant's helmet for a moment. I want to speak to you man to man or person to person. I know this is hard. I know I am shouting at you. I know I am tough, but I am tough because I care. And I am tough because I have been where you are. I used to be like you. I used to be worse than you. There was a time in my life when I hit rock bottom. I was not working. I was sleeping until noon every day. My room was a mess. My life was a mess. I remember waking up one Tuesday at 1 in the afternoon. The sun was shining, but I closed the curtains because the light hurt my eyes. I felt useless. I felt like the world had forgotten me. I sat on the edge of my bed and I blamed everyone. I blamed my teachers. I blamed my family. I blamed the city I lived in. I waited for a knock on the door. I wanted someone to come in and say, "Hey, here's $1 million in a perfect life." But the knock never came. The silence was loud. That is when I realized the truth. No one is coming to save me. If I want to leave this dark room, I have to walk out on my own 2 legs. It was painful. The first day I tried to change, I failed. The second day, I failed again. But I kept restarting, I kept fighting, I crawled out of that hole. And if I can crawl out of that dark, deep hole, you can walk out of yours. You are stronger than you think, but you must wake up. Outro and call to greatness. The video is almost over, but your life is just beginning. This is the moment of choice. You have 2 options. Option 1. You close this video. You go back to sleep. You scroll through social media. You eat junk food. You complain. You stay exactly where you are. If you choose this, do not complain when next year looks exactly like this year. Option 2. You stand up. You fight. You apply these 10 truths. You restart your system. It will be hard. You will sweat. You will cry. But you will grow. The war against mediocrity has begun. Are you a soldier or are you a victim? Do not just listen to me. Act. If this message woke you up, prove it. I need to see who is in my army. Like this video to mark your attendance. Subscribe to Luminary English to join the ranks of the awakened. We are building a community of warriors, not worriers. And finally, leave a comment below. I want to see 1,000 comments with these 3 words. I am restarting. Write it, own it, do it, dismissed.